Yo, yo, yo. My mic sounds nice. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, Wayne? Breezy?
Nothing much, man. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Happy Kwanzaa. To those that celebrate the Kwanzaa, the weekly celebrations of Kwanzaa. I think today is
Umoja.
Umoja, which stands for
Mhm.
unity, right? Um,
That's right. Strive and maintain unity in the family and community.
yeah,
Habari Gani. Umoja.
Umoja.
Oh, baby.
But Mike,
So,
look, man, I'm hoping things went well with you and your family on yesterday. Uh, what went down yesterday? But other than the game, just curious to know, like, what did you guys eat? I just finished carving up
all right.
ham.
That's that's a dope question. So, in my house, we have a tradition here on Christmas morning.
Ooh,
Our wifey don't have to cook anything
okay,
unless she absolutely wants to. So, we wake up in the morning and we go down to Burger King. Listen to me. We go down to Dunkin' Donuts and they make these little bacon snack packs. It's like bacon with like maple syrup and sugar on it or something like it's like a salty sweet thing, and my kids love it.
okay.
So I go
Check
and
that out.
order a whole bunch of them. They call snack packs or something like that. I order a whole bunch of them and I get a dozen donuts, and boom, that's how we start the day. Bacon and deep fried dough,
So you
just
start the day off with sugar.
sugar and
So how do
cholesterol.
how do y'all stay up though? Because you don't come down crashing.
Well, I mean, to me, that's the plan. It don't work for the little ones. So the problem with Christmas morning is, as a parent, you're like, oh, I want to give them this, I want to give them that. You want to give them the whole world. What you don't factor in is they're so excited about the whole world you just gave them. They want to play for it all. They want to play with it all the same time.
Wait a minute.
So
You talking about the presents when they open up the toys and stuff?
yeah, man,
Yo,
like
wait a
you
minute.
want to
Wait a
give
minute.
them.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yo, if I told you Rome got 50
Oh
things,
my God.
I'm just making up a number, but it was a lot, right? He literally opened up all but two because he ran out of time and fell asleep. And then he woke up this
Yeah.
morning and was like, Dad, I didn't get a chance to open up everything. I'm like, but you didn't have to. You got a whole
When
week.
when you say he opened it up, you don't mean unwrapped. You mean he took the joints out the package, right?
Bro,
And that's what
bro.
I'm saying. They want to play with everything.
That's why
Day
I'm
one.
that's why I'm saying that you have to be kidding me. Cause there's no way we connect even on that level.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Cause
was
I'm
wild.
like, I was like, God, like Lego sets. And these
Yeah.
ain't the little bitty Legos. Shout out to
Oh,
NY to the Bay and his son, because he knows what we go.
yeah.
I know he can relate to what now we're going through. This dude got creator sets,
Yeah,
a
man.
roller coaster built out of Legos. So you had to
Yeah, man.
sit there for 2.5 to 3 hours and you
Mhm.
let him try it. But some of that stuff is real
It's too
intricate.
intricate for yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he's happy, and that's the only thing that matters. I think for the holidays, when it comes to like Christmas, like I just want to make sure like the people that I love and care about are just content with
right.
life. And then that
So
makes me happy because I was able to rest.
well, and that's the thing, right? So for us, the hustle and bustle is the evening before and then the morning of, but then we want to be able to rest throughout the rest of the day. Now we
Right.
happen to have a bonus because there was a football game on, but the truth is, so after we do the breakfast, we order about $100 to $150 worth of Chinese food.
Okay. So y'all straight Christmas story.
We don't do anything. We don't want to cook anything. And so you got Chinese food for lunch and something else for dinner, and that's it. Leave mommy and daddy alone. Y'all go eat what y'all want.
I
Like
love it.
that's how it is. So that's how we do it. What about y'all? What's y'all Christmas tradition
So
or meal?
it changes every year. Like I swear, like deep down inside, I want to be like Italian. So like on the night before, I want to do like the seven fishes and the seafood, but I can't do that because Rome's highly allergic to everything that swims in the ocean, and so I can't really eat it. So I tried to you know. I tried to hang out with my friends, Italian friends, at my gigs this past weekend and see if they could sneak me some stuff at the gigs, but it's all good. But nah, baked a ham and um I just finished I was so
Oh,
tired.
damn.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I just remembered I was supposed to pick up my ham from the from the grocery store. You know how you get all the points? You supposed to go get the ham? I printed that stupid certificate and forgot to get my damn ham.
So you were sending out text messages yesterday, and I'm like, I know this national Negro ain't trying to do all these shows on Christmas. Yo, Mike, when I tell you you are clockwork to a T, bro, them joints came out at the right time. Cause you forget it's game day,
It's
right?
game
Like
day.
it's
Yeah.
game day. It's game day, but I don't know. It's all good. But yeah, ham. I'm trying to think with the sides. I like Brussels sprouts now. So we did Brussels sprouts, ham, um, and baked lasagna. That
Mm.
that's so that was
Oh,
the
I could
dish
go
that
for
kind
good
of like,
lasagna.
oh my gosh, it's
Y'all
lasagna.
put ground beef or turkey? What you do in there?
Ground beef, the
You put
sausage.
sausage?
Oh, come on, man.
Oh,
Did you just give me the Stevie Wonder head back? Yo,
I did, man. It just sent my taste
yo,
buds, man.
it
Oh,
was good. And then you got to layer it right. You got the ricotta cheese. You got your other cheeses. It was bathroom day for me. So I'm lactose intolerant. I'm not allowed to eat this stuff.
now I heard that you had a nice family portrait
Yeah,
from
and so
today.
did you. Like your family portraits was dope, man. I'm just a selfie guy, in front of the Christmas tree, and bang bang boom. Why does it
Yeah,
look
so
like your
we
son is as tall as the tree though,
he
and your
is he
dog
is
is as
he
big as the tree?
yeah.
What is
So they
going on
both
here?
are. They both are, and that's the problem. So this was me like trying to. We were trying to take a family picture, like set the timer, run in front the joint. So I was
Oh,
trying
so
to
you
like
was too
size it up.
slow. Yeah, you were too slow
Well,
to
no,
make it.
no. This was a practice shot to see like just the angle. Like I set it down. I said say cheese. My camera takes the picture whenever you say that. It just snaps the shot. So then I had to look at it. I was like, oh my god, it's like one of my favorite pictures. Like I absolutely love this joint. So I was excited to see. I want you to pop yours up there too, man. If you want, it's up to you. I'm not going.
I
I'm not going to
don't,
force you
man.
to.
Listen, I gotta go find it. It's not. Look, we gonna get to this show. I tell you that. Let's get to this show.
All right,
Um, yeah. If you like, I'm surprised you didn't have it already in the queue, ready to go.
yours.
I'm
I
surprised
mean,
you didn't. I
I
mine's is
never,
on Facebook though. That's why.
but I never. So here's the thing, right? Like I don't post people's like family, specifically
I
their
didn't say you was
kids.
gonna post it. I just thought you would have had it in the queue. But I get it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
cause you usually just have stuff ready to go. So if
Hmm.
I gave you the green light, I'm like, dang, we be on
Right.
it.
Like, yeah. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be.
Mike, last night sucked, bro. And I almost wish that they played earlier throughout the day if they were gonna play like that. So I could at least had some Christmas pie or something to cheer myself up, a drink or two, a 4, 5, 6, but Mike, your background is fire too, by the way. Um, the 49ers got destroyed by the Baltimore Ravens.
NFL Network got the nerve to have this game on right now, so it's in the background
They
as I'm
so corny, yo. They
talking.
so corny. Because I guarantee you, if the 49ers would have won this game, they would have moved on to the next week. But anyway, let them have it. It's cool. I'm not a sore loser, so like that's not you're not gonna get that out of me ever. But I there's a lot of questions, and the reason why I have a lot of questions is because when things don't make sense to me, this might just only be me, but when things don't make sense to me, I have questions because
Hmm.
I need someone like yourself um to help make them make sense to me. Because
Hmm.
you watch the games from a different perspective and you're highly, respected out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So like,
It's debatable, but all right, I'm
well,
rocking
to
with
me
you so
you are.
far.
So I don't give whatever anybody else say, but to me, I respect you. So if I come to you, I'm just trying to figure out like why. Because there's always a there's always a why. Especially there's 5 questions: who, what, when, where, and why. And I could tell you the how. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, like Brock Purdy and the 49ers.
He just threw a pick. Sorry.
That was dope.
Sorry.
That was dope though.
It literally just happened. It literally just happened. Like first down, right after the kickoff.
But that was
Start the
dope how
third.
you came in right on time and said, like, he just threw a pick. And it felt like you were saying that I just threw a pick. And I felt like every 49er faithful out there felt like they can't stop throwing picks. Now look,
Man,
go ahead.
let's get down to the get down, bro. Like, look,
Okay.
y'all see the graphic right here behind me. It's a lot of people upset. It's a lot of people happy. The ones that are upset are Niner fans. The ones that are happy are the Brock Purdy doubters and the people saying he was never an MVP candidate and anything like that.
Right.
So let's go ahead and get down to it, man. Was Brock Purdy exposed last night? Like, let's talk about it. We sat there and said we exposed the Eagles. We had our players go to the locker room and say it. You got the Ravens players going to their locker room saying they exposed the Niners. You got Brian Baldinger breaking down stuff saying, hey, look, man, all that motion crap that Kyle Shanahan does, it means nothing if you just play your scheme. They got exposed. Brian Baldinger is saying this on NFL Network. All that moving stuff, when the Ravens play their zone, they don't move. Nobody moves with nobody in the zone. We're going to play our ball. When the ball comes in our area, we're going to feast. We keep our eyes on the quarterback, and they can't do nothing about it. Was Brock Purdy exposed last night?
No. I don't think he was exposed. Did Brock Purdy play bad as hell? Yes. Because he couldn't adapt. So like, and it might not mean he couldn't adapt right then on the spot, but it looked like to me Brock Purdy was in his own head and he couldn't get out of his head. And you know somebody that's just like that gets in their own head, and no matter what, they're gonna be their own worst critic, and they're gonna fumble and make mistakes. No pun intended. You know a person like right now, like you know a person that's just like that. I feel like when you're trying to be the best that like out there, like sometimes you overcompensate, you overdo this, you overdo that, and if you happen to fall and stumble and make a mistake, yeah, sometimes you can brush it off, brush the dirt off, or whatever. But like, I don't want to take away from what the Ravens did because defensively they were A+ or A1. I thought
I'm with you.
some of those mistakes could have been limited or what's a better word, neutralized at some point. And so like I there's a bunch of stuff in my opinion. I think exposure happened, but was it by design to be exposed? Uh-oh.
I just got it. I don't know if you remember the Zay Flowers touchdown where he like jumped and kicked and he was doing this.
Yo, the Grinch? He did the Grinch?
It was the Grinch. I had no
Yeah,
idea what he was
you're
doing.
the
He was snatching his stuff.
one. You got the better voice, Mr. Grinch. But yeah, like I don't know, bro. Like last night didn't make any sense.
Oh,
It
it made
didn't,
sense to me.
but
It
it
made,
did.
it made
Okay,
all the sense in the world.
so make it make sense to me then, because it made zero sense to me.
Well, I was hoping that you came in here and blasted Brock Purdy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was hoping that
I
you
mean,
came in here.
I can blast Brock Purdy. He played like trash, so I don't have a problem blasting him. But I don't think that means he was exposed. It would have to happen again for him to me to say, "Oh, they done figure Brock Purdy out."
This was so much less about Brock Purdy and more about Kyle Shanahan than anything.
Okay, so that's why, like, so why you not mad? Why you mad at me for not exposed? Like, you just said you was mad. You thought I was gonna come in here and blast Brock Purdy, and I said I can't because I said that this game could have been neutral. You after the first interception, bro, you could have just switched it up. Like, I need you to make it make sense. Y'all can tell me I'm talking crazy. Y'all can tell me I'm talking whatever. I don't give fine at this point. All I know is that Brock Purdy effed up, but it was by design. So tell me how I'm wrong, bro. Tell me how I'm freaking wrong. Tell me how that's crazy, bro. Tell me how it's crazy, bro.
Y'all know that we don't do pre-pro. Wayne sends me the picture. Mike, this is the topic. We going in. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I got ready for you to come in here and bring heat, fire, flames at Brock Purdy's head. And I was going to let you get yours off. And I was going to agree with the stuff you were saying. I was going to let it all rock. And I was going to be like, Wayne, this all Kyle Shanahan. This is all Kyle Shanahan. So that interception that he just threw, where, by the way, Trent Williams got hurt, he snaps the ball, he looks to the left, and McCaffrey's there, but he's covered. He looks back to the right, and then went right back to McCaffrey. I just saw it, literally just now. Bro, his hands were tied for most of the interceptions. The first one was on him.
First
I
one
will
was on
give
him.
him that.
I think two of them was on him, but yeah.
But the predetermined short passes led to these linemen with the tip balls.
I don't think people understand what you mean by predetermined tip passes. Are you saying that the defenses knew the play?
The defenses knew to play, and Purdy wasn't reading. He was doing what he was told to do.
Okay. That's why I said that this game was intentionally by design.
Kyle will never come out and say, "I never give my quarterbacks one person to go
there
to."
It is. Okay.
Purdy's never going to come out and say, I was just doing what I was
never
told.
First of
Jimmy
all,
did that shit at the end.
I never said Brock Purdy intentionally played bad. Get your head out your fucking ass, because that's not what I said. What I said was this game was intentionally designed for him to play bad. It's a big difference. Totally big difference. If Brock Purdy would have been able to overcome those things, Kyle Shanahan would have been like, all right, cool. With pressure in his face, Brock Purdy can get to throw over a guy's head that's blitzing. With pressure in his face, Brock Purdy can stand in the pocket with the blitz coming and still make the accurate throw. These are just little tests. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that by play design, Kyle Shanahan, who chose not to run the ball when they could have ran the ball, it makes zero sense. Like, it makes zero sense. This team had explosive plays on the ground, and it made zero sense, bro. Like, they couldn't stop the run. Their stats tell me they can't stop the run because they're ranked 10th in stopping the run. You know what the 49ers did? Held their rushing attack to 102 yards with a running quarterback that was mobile. Sounds familiar, right? Because I told y'all.
Led their team in rushing, by the way.
He had 45 yards, right? On the ground, right? And I told you that Lamar Jackson wouldn't rush for over 50 yards in this game. And what did he do? He rushed for 45 yards. One play on 3rd and 16 separated them. Now, I believe execution was part of this, but when you want to talk about exposure, I think the system that Kyle Shanahan ran for his quarterback had zero adjustments, zero fixes, and Kyle Shanahan gave zero.
And Kyle's going to use the excuse of we were down multiple scores for most of the game and all that stuff, bro. The Niners ran the ball 9 times in the whole first half, and we went in, and it was a 3-point difference in the score.
Bro, it was 18-9, bro.
No, not at halftime. It wasn't.
It was 18 pass plays to 9 runs.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
The score was 16-12, bro. So over half of the plays were passes. Now get it. The pass plays worked. They were working. But did you get a chance to look at some of the sets that they were in?
Bro, no.
Okay. So watch what you're watching, or go back to the first series, man. Count how many times they had no running backs in that backfield, bro. So let me ask you this, yo. You a defensive guy by trait, right? Mm-hmm. If you see 0 running backs in the backfield, what is gonna happen? What do you think the play is?
Yeah, it's probably a pass play, right?
Pass. So why rush more than 4? Oh, excuse me, 3. They 3-4. They're not rushing, bro. They just dropping back in the coverage. So yeah, Kyle thought they tricked him. They tricked Kyle. That's what happened. Whoever the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens was in Kyle's head, tricked him. And here's what I mean. It's super simple. Kyle Shanahan was successful on some of those pass plays, bro. And you get to the 15-yard line on that first series and drive. Guess what the Ravens did? They played the same coverage, 2 high safeties. And guess what? I said this. I think I was texting Peachy. I was like, yo, it's not enough space. It's not enough depth of field to run, to throw over the middle of the field again. And so Brock Purdy, now if Brock Purdy would have just hiked and released the ball, not thought about it, just threw it to that option of Debo, it would have been a catch because Debo had split the zone. But he let the progression develop, and Debo and he ends up throwing it toward our guy Kyle Hamilton, right? Which Debo's still trying to break there, but it was too late. It was too late. So yeah, that's on Brock. But my point is, you could have ran the ball a couple times, right? Like just to trick him, like just to keep it even, a even kill.
Right.
So yeah, I'm mad at Purdy. I'm really mad at Purdy because he made mental mistakes. And I'm sorry, he was flustered. I've never seen him flustered. He was flustered. And you know what? I'm okay with it. It's gonna happen. Was he exposed? No. But I think that offense was exposed, and it has nothing to do with Purdy being elite. It has nothing to do with Purdy being an MVP. It has to do with him doing what he's asked to do.
I I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was flustered, bro.
I
To be
think he
completely
was
honest with you.
okay. That's fair. I think he was flustered just by the play calls, bro. I'm not saying he was flustered because he threw the interceptions and things like that. Let's put it like this. I think he was frustrated. And sometimes when
Now
you're frustrated,
that's the word right there.
okay, sometimes when you're frustrated, you make more mistakes.
Coming out the half, the 49ers were averaging over 8 yards a carry on the ground. It was still a one-score game.
So
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy, man. Kyle Shanahan did himself a disservice. He did his team a disservice, man. They worked
but
too hard for this.
why, Mike?
You
That's
know why. You know
no,
why.
I
What
don't know
happened? What
why.
happened? What happened in week 5? What happened in week 5? It was supposed to be MVP candidate versus MVP candidate, right? And then what happened? And then what
Yeah,
happened in week, what was it, 13? When we played the Eagles. It was supposed to be MVP candidate versus MVP candidate,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And Brock Purdy went out there and smoked them all.
yeah,
And all week long, all we heard was Lamar Jackson versus the 49ers defense. And then
yeah,
we heard the 49ers
yeah.
against the Ravens' number 1 defense. But it was
Right,
always Lamar Jackson verse.
right.
It wasn't Lamar Jackson and Likely,
I
Lamar
can't.
Jackson and Edwards.
I
It wasn't
can't.
Lamar Jackson and OBJ. I forgot OBJ
I
was
don't
on the
want to.
damn team.
I don't want to have this conversation because people call me conspiracy. They'll say, "Oh,
Well,
that's a conspiracy," but that let's keep it a buck, yo.
Kyle wanted Brock Purdy to look like an MVP. That's what it was. He wanted Brock Purdy to look like an
The same
MVP.
way he wanted Jimmy Garoppolo to win a Super Bowl because you can win. You got to win with the quarterback.
Same way Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to be the Super Bowl MVP when he threw that ball on the goal line against New England.
I wonder if what George Kittle said. Hold on, just in case.
Pass the damn ball. Goddamn, pass the damn ball.
That's not what I was going to say. But just in case, because let me just make it clear. I don't think Brock Purdy has been exposed. I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Purdy throws 5 touchdowns against the Washington Commanders. And at that point, I don't give a freak if they're inferior. You're supposed to do damage to the teams that are weak. I expect Brock Purdy to bounce back and do his thing. This is what George Kittle had to say. And I want to get your I want the real Mike answer from this.
Okay.
Well, I think the NFL script writers did a great job tonight. I've never seen Brock Purdy throw 4 interceptions before. Like our team does a great job. Our defense, fought their tails off every time we, put them in a bad spot. I don't feel like I've been a part of a 5 turnover game since like 2018. So just surprising, I guess, when I look up and, the one where they had the corner blitz and got tipped for an interception. I'm run blocking. I'm just like, why is Brock Purdy making a tackle right now? So, just stuff like that. You just don't see it very often, and, that's the game of football. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way, and, hey, what are you going to do? You're going to dwell on it, or are you going to move on and go try to kick someone else's ass?
I know he's a jokester, but sometimes I'm you can mean what you say jokingly. Does that make any sense? Like,
It's not a good joke if there's not a little bit of truth in it.
really? I'm not a comedian, so I didn't know that. I need to be a comedian, but just keep it truthful, but make it funny.
You tell me any joke you ever heard that you like, any of the funniest jokes you ever heard. It's some truth in it, bro.
Okay, I never thought, but my point is, I never thought about it from that in that connotation. Like I never thought about it like that. Maybe that's why certain comedians are funny, because I can connect to it, and because there's some.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
But now you're not asking me about
I'm
the script
definitely
writing part,
asking
are
you
you?
about the script
There's
writing.
no way.
Look,
There's no
Mike,
no
Mike,
no.
Mike, Mike,
That's just
Kittle.
George being George.
Okay, okay,
That's just George being
okay,
George.
okay,
I
okay,
I
okay.
respected George Kittle so much in that. So
Huh?
that was probably my favorite presser the whole night.
Whole night, whole night,
George Kittle's.
whole night.
Yeah.
Whole night, bro. Like I'm not even going.
Yeah.
I've never heard him blame it on anything else but themselves
Yeah.
in my life.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see. Oh, okay. I think I'm connecting some of your dots here. So for him to not come out first and say it was us and go right to
Come
the
on, man. When has George? Now, if this was joke, cool. Ain't no one laughed,
Mm-hmm.
including George Kittle. Did you see a smile? No.
Right.
Look, man, I'm not saying that the NFL is fixed, but you just came out and told me that the narrative that they were playing was Lamar Jackson against the Niners defense and vice versa, because it was an MVP to MVP. Lamar Jackson came in this game as an underdog, so then they started playing that story. What does the underdog do? Can I just tell you what Lamar Jackson did statistically in this
It
game?
wasn't. Well, go ahead. Yeah, please break
Well,
it
no,
down.
no. You do you want me to tell you? Because you probably already know. Because if you
No,
know,
go ahead.
just
Go ahead.
I could just ask you a different question.
Well, go ahead. I know what he did. I got the stats right here in front of me.
I mean, are those MVP statistics to you?
No.
Oh, no, no, not at all.
No.
But clear front runner of the MVP. Clear front runner. Clear
Brock Purdy went from minus 250
to
like the
plus
favorite.
1900, bro.
Yeah.
What? I don't even know what that means.
So before, if you bet $100, you I think you would win like $20 if you were right, $25. That's what the 250 is, a negative 250. Now, if you bet $100, it's $1,900. Your $100 bet is going to pay you, because the odds are he ain't winning that shit. The higher the plus, whatever, the longer the odds are.
Oh, so that means the more money you make.
Yes, because it's a long shot. You understand what I'm saying? The
Yo.
longer the shot is like if you right now you can go and bet that OBJ is going to win MVP, but it's like plus 2 million, because there's no way he's going to win it. You get what I'm saying? So the bigger the number, the less likely you are to do it.
It's funny because if you look at Baltimore, if you look at the AFC North, we go 1-3 against the AFC North. Brock Purdy has his worst games against the AFC North. It's a possibility that he's just not tough enough mentally to play the AFC North. When it comes to the NFC, Brock Purdy and the 49ers have one loss. It's against the NFC North. Just hear me out. There's just something about this North that ain't working. So I'm just curious to know and curious to understand your thoughts on Brock struggling. Is the AFC North that much more physical that throws Brock Purdy off his game to quote unquote make him feel he's exposed? Make us feel like he's been exposed. Excuse me.
No, this game was different than the other two. This
I don't think people understand it though,
because this game we were playing a monster of a defense, a determined team, and a game plan that Kyle refused to stray from. Where with the other two games, we were missing very, very key pieces to this offense, which, by the way, losing one of them in this game.
Okay, I got a good comeback, because I was going to ask that. Yep.
Yeah. Right. The opening drive for the Niners in the half is when he threw that interception to he was going for Christian McCaffrey, And then
Is
Trent
that the?
Williams goes over. He strips the ball out, but he pulled
Oh,
his knee
Williams
off.
got injured on that play,
That was the play, yeah. While he was running back and trying to strip the ball out, he never came back on the field.
and that should
He's
have
done for the
been
rest of the night.
our ball anyway. But they clearly didn't overturn it. Like there was so many things that just didn't go in the Niners' favor. It's like they don't get any home field advantage. Like
Well,
they
I mean,
either got to blow a team out of proportion and take them out of the game. But if a game comes down to the nitty gritty, like don't look for the
yeah, it's
refs.
a wrap. It's a wrap. I mean, that Kyle Shanahan stat that he popped up at the screen at the end of the night,
Bro,
insane to me, bro.
was it like 0-38 or something like that?
Before the loss, 0-38 with any point differential that's not
thought it was
positive for his
8
team in the
points.
fourth quarter.
That's ridiculous, bro.
He could be down by 1 in the fourth quarter. He's never won that game before.
So the real question is, has Kyle Shanahan been exposed?
That's where we were supposed to go.
But,
That's where we were supposed to go.
And that's fine. And we can still go there, Mike. But I wanted to have the conversation to let everybody know that we are still great with Brock Purdy leading the realms at the head of this team as the quarterback. It's not him. Did he make mistakes? Yes, he has to adjust. He has to figure it out. Mike, I always throw this analogy. I think people hate it though.
Oh, I got something for you, man. Oh,
okay.
man, all the
You can go first. Be my guest.
You sure? Please don't forget what you were going to say, because
okay.
listen to this, right?
Yeah.
How many times do we watch a football game and we would sit back and say, now I'm taking y'all back to Jimmy Garoppolo days. Don't you just sometimes wish he would start the opening drive with a turnover, and then because Jimmy just goes crazy
to get it out of his head? Yes, to get it out of his system. Mm-hmm.
That's what we were saying
for Jimmy.
Brock Purdy, for Jimmy. Brock Purdy drives down the field, throws an interception. Kyle immediately handcuffs him. Jimmy's whole career, we were questioning and wondering, is Kyle have too much of a control on his quarterbacks? Jimmy throw that interception early. He would handcuff him. We started asking Jimmy questions towards the end, his final year here, putting Kyle on the hot seat. And Jimmy went right to the podium and said, hey, I can only execute the plays that are called.
Yeah. You could tell he was frustrated, though, at that point.
Right. Very frustrated. Y'all going to stop saying that I don't throw the ball deep. I'll throw it deep if I'm allowed to. Like, I only execute the plays that are called. I don't think it's a coincidence that early interception got into Kyle's head. Kyle said, fuck it. Like, this game is too, just do what I'm telling you to do. Just do what I'm telling you to do. And he did that for the whole game. And this was a Jimmy Garoppolo. This was worse.
Right.
I can't even remember a Jimmy Garoppolo 4 turnover game.
Me neither. This was definitely worse. It was definitely worse.
But when I see this young man who is known for the quick scans, dissecting and executing,
and his ability to
McCaffrey, look away and then just go back to him for no fucking reason, that's when I knew something was up.
I told you that something was in his head. I didn't say it was the interceptions. It was his damn coach.
It was Kyle.
No excuse, but at the end of the day, because I'm not. Let me make this clear. Purdy was the worst player on the football field for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm just going to make it clear. You can love it, hate it, whatever. Worst player, period, hands down. So bad that he faked the injury, in my opinion, and got benched. That's the way I'm looking.
Trash last night. Yeah, he was trash.
Because Kyle didn't want to bench him no other time. But here's the thing, right? I'm looking at this and I'm saying, here's my analogy. I'm sitting in a classroom as an educator. And my goal, not my job, but my goal is to do what? Make sure that I'm prepared for the students that present themselves in front of me, which are going to be different every single day, depending on what they wake up, what tragedy they face, how it is. I have to take on 30 times however many classes. They got 4 classes, so that's 120 different personalities every single day. My goal is to make sure that I allocate them and give them the proper resources, and then I make sure that I'm presenting to them something lively enough, a game plan. My goal is to give them the game plan and how they choose to execute it. My job is to hopefully get them to execute it properly, right? But when I see a student off, let's see if I see my main student off that has the most important job in the classroom to make the classroom flow like clockwork, right? My job is to retweak the game plan. Sit down with that student. All right, man, what is it that you see? Here's what I want to see. This is what needs to happen. But what do you see? At some point, man, as the educator or as the head coach, you gotta listen. In order to be a great leader, you got to be a great listener, great follower, great addition, great sub, great you got to be able to do all the things that made you great to become a leader. You don't just be some people are born into leadership. I get it. That don't make them great leaders.
Right.
So when I look at Kyle Shanahan, at the end of the day, he's hoping every game that his players go out there and execute the game plan, right? What happens if the game plan gets a curveball and it changes up a little bit because the opposition figured it out? The opposition is trumping you a little bit. Right. How do you take away Brock's innate ability to extend the play, to make a quick read, to do this, to do that? How do you strip that from him because he made a bad decision?
Right. Right.
Or why do you strip that from him because he made a bad decision? Like, why?
People have said it, and winning hides a lot of stuff. People have said for years that he's a control freak. People have said it. He's egotistical. He's a control freak. He has to be the smartest person in the room. Bro, I'm watching this, and I swear the last 3 plays for the 49ers offense was successful. But somebody went in motion every single play. The Ravens didn't care at all. Stone foot. We in our stance and we watching. And the 2 completed passes that Purdy just threw, both times linebackers jumped up, that ball went right over their hands. Right over their hands. It easily could have been more picks than that.
Oh, yeah. I counted about 6 interceptions. 2 of them he threw to the guy. They just dropped it.
It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And this is the kind of thing that now Kyle's going to have to make some adjustments. When teams don't care about your motion, when teams are just going to strictly play your defense, play your offense in zone, and just keep their eyes on the quarterback and where he's going with the ball, and then react. Now,
yeah, but there's zone busters in every play, Mike. And to not be prepared for zone busters, that's a problem. You don't need motions to have a zone buster. Your motions dictate what type of coverages they're playing. Are they playing man? Or are they playing zone? That's all motions do. To even have illegal, that is true. To even have an illegal procedure from the most motion team in the NFL, that's ridiculous. Like, the guy got to get set before you move to go into your motion, which caused them a penalty. Like, I'm just saying, like there's zone busters in every play. If Kyle Shanahan is this great scheme mind person, then he has a zone buster in every play. Now, if they blitz out of that zone, because that doesn't mean just because you can tell if they're in man or if they're in zone, right? Due to the motions, you can't really do that with the Ravens. But just because you can kind of tell what they're in, that doesn't mean that you know if they're going to blitz, if they're going to drop back in coverage. You still got to be prepared for all the other stuff after the snap. But the zone just kind of sets up that pre-snap type of motion. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, look, Kyle didn't adjust. I don't even think Kyle had to adjust. All he had to do was stick with his damn game plan, bro. Run the damn ball. How about you just run the ball?
The identity of the offense.
Yeah. I mean, last time I checked, running the ball doesn't allow you to become one-dimensional. Running the ball, gets you to get into that play action rhythm that we like to see from Brock Purdy, which he's like 100% in. Running the ball successfully does so many of those different things. And this doesn't mean you even overload the damn run with Christian McCaffrey. Why is Jordan Mason on the team if you're not going to utilize him? It makes 0 sense. And then Christian McCaffrey had how many? 12? 12 touches on the ground. This dude, Christian McCaffrey, was averaging 7.4 yards a carry with 13 or 12 touches for 103 yards. Christian McCaffrey outrushed 14. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey outrushed the Baltimore Ravens by his damn self. And don't give me so you mean to tell me he did that with 46 to 18? That's the ratio, Mike. And I get it. We were down by a lot of points. We had to throw the ball more.
So, and even with you saying 18, I think you're giving Kyle literally two, much credit because one was Purdy and one was Darnold. I think those were scrambles. I don't think those were design runs.
Right, they weren't design runs.
That Kyle Shanahan called 68 plays, and I'm going to only credit him for 16 of them being rushes. 2 to Debo, 14 to Christian McCaffrey. Wayne, that's less than 24%, bro.
Mike, that is a percentage of losing a football game. When the Niners don't run 30 times, they lose. Let's go to those stats. Let's have that conversation.
But and the only with the clip that McCaffrey was firing at, you ain't even got to run 30 times. Just get him to 20. Just get him to 20, bro.
But my point is, and they couldn't stop him, Mike. They loaded the box. They couldn't figure him out. Christian McCaffrey got stopped one time in the backfield because he decided to cut and get cracked by a defensive tackle. That was a cut. That was a bad read by him. He should have just followed his blocker, got the 1 yard. He wouldn't have got hit that bad. But he thought he could cut back inside. He didn't realize. And on that play, a Baltimore Raven gets injured and comes out of the game. All I'm saying is, Mike, it didn't make any sense, bruh.
Hey,
I'm not crying. I'm not whining. But make it make sense. That's all we asking, man. Make it make sense, Kyle. Because I'm not calling him stupid or anything like that. I still think he's a dangerous mind in the NFL. But when you go super subpar on a team that's ranked 10th in stopping the run, and you just witness your offensive line is struggling in pass pro, so you keep them in pass pro, Mike. Then you lose every offensive lineman starting in this game, so you keep them in pass pro, Mike. So just make stuff like that make sense to Wayne Pritchard Breezy.
Trent is back out there. That's so weird.
He came out, he went back in, and then he took himself back out. And then he wanted to play for the remainder of the game, and Kyle's like, nah.
Yeah.
But make it make sense. When the offense can't put up points, listen, I'm not going to throw shade on my defense. Yeah, the defense could have been better.
They could have been better, but the defense adjusted to the offense. The offense's lack of adjustments, right?
That's it.
There's this play where Isaiah likely makes a catch down the left sideline of the field.
Ji'Ayir Brown got stiff armed.
Head-on collision with Ji'Ayir Brown, right? Go back and watch the play and you tell me what Ji'Ayir Brown does. I'm going to tell you. He don't try to tackle him. He punches at the ball before trying to wrap, before trying to engage. He didn't lower his shoulder. It was a punch at the ball. The defense was so desperate to do something about the offensive turnovers to try to even this off the turnover battle up some that they forgot all the tackling fundamentals.
They forgot fundamental. Oh my gosh, that's a key to victory, Mike. Did you know in my keys to victory, I said that the Niners had to be fundamental? Yo, you know what's funny in this game? They only had 6 missed tackles in this game. 6. But it's not. It's just that, and it's because of that. It's not just the missed tackles. It's always the fundamentals. You wrap, you tackle, you bring down, you live for the next play. It's almost like Brock Purdy throwing an interception, shaking it off. You gotta wrap and tackle. Ji'Ayir Brown was the worst defender in this game. Worse. FPFF grade. I'm telling you, my eyes told me. The worst. The safeties, the worst, Mike.
Oh, yeah, no. Gibson started the first half all fucked up. Brown came in there in the second half, like, let me get some of that. It was just bad. It was bad, bro. It was bad. By the way, Jason Verrett, you can keep me blocked, bro. It's cool. I ain't worried about it. I'll stay blocked. It's fine.
I gotta watch that play because that was a scramble play, Mike. So on a scramble play, it's tough, right? For the defender. It's because your eyes are to the receiver, and I don't know. I got to see what their assignments were in their coverage. Siri, I'm not even fucking talking to you because I got to understand, like, why was he in the end zone? But it was a scramble play. So, Mike, didn't I tell you Nelson Aguilar was going to catch a touchdown? I think we talked about that on this show. And Nelson Aguilar ain't caught one touchdown pass all season.
Yo, Kyle Shanahan said we just wanted to give him, between 4 and 8 snaps, see what he was going to look like. Bro, you want to try and see what someone looks like against the number 1 team in the AFC? You don't want to wait? Yes.
I missed that part of the presser, bro.
Jason Verrett didn't take a snap since 2021, bro.
Well, at least he
They
didn't get.
said, Wayne, bro, he had no business in the slot. If you haven't played in a
That's what I'm
real
asking you.
football
I didn't
game,
see. Was he in the slot on that particular play?
yes, yes,
Then
he
that's
had
what
no
it
business
was.
in the
He
slot.
don't even play slot.
And
That's
Kyle talking about that's what he's been doing for us in practice, and that's what he did in 4 games at Houston. There were no 4 games in Houston.
Mike. He didn't even play for Houston. Like he was just on the
He was on the
roster.
team. He was on
Yeah,
the practice
yeah,
squad.
he was just on the roster. He ain't play. That's why I asked Mike. That's why I said I got to go back and watch the play because I need to know where he was lined up. If he not on
Here
the
he is right
outside,
Here he is right here. He's right behind Dre Greenlaw.
if he not on the outside, he shouldn't have been playing. So once again, you play a player out of position, they get toasted, burnt, and whose fault is that? Coaching.
Coaches. It's the coaches. When you got number 2 on the field and you got number 20 on the field, you know who those numbers are? Who's number 20 for the Niners? It's Ambry Thomas. Who's number 2 for the Niners?
Diamador
It's
Lenore.
Demo. And then you got 27 out there. They have Jason Verrett playing in the slot, Wayne, with Demo healthy and on the field.
Because they put Demo outside. They trusted him to be outside. And so at that point, they should have just let Isaiah Oliver there. Like I know it's hindsight, but he's been playing nickel. Or stick, you know what it was? They didn't want Thomas. They didn't want him to get beat on a double move. So Jason Verrett got beat on the double. But again, it wasn't even a double move, Mike. It was literally a breakdown play, Mike. I'm sorry. Like that was an extended play from Lamar Jackson. So like his extended plays made him look MVP-esque, but his numbers, his statistics were just basic. You know, it's literally like a basic 49er game. Like that's what Brock Purdy had better numbers, including interceptions. Like if you look at
it. You can't say it that way. You can't.
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying that's what it is. How am I supposed to say it?
Like Brock Purdy filled the stat sheet.
You wanted me to say all that. Yes, I saw you.
You can't say he had better numbers, including interceptions, because I get what you're saying, the 4-0.
His numbers were better, but he also had more
higher.
His numbers were better,
except for touchdowns,
including interceptions. I'm getting that in there.
Jackson was far more efficient,
which is not the identity of a Kyle Shanahan offense. So you mean to tell me John Harbaugh and that offensive coordinator from Georgia figured out how to be more efficient than Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy? Now make that make sense one more again for me.
Nope, we're getting out of here. Listen, man, Kyle Shanahan's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to learn. Sorry, did my voice just crack?
It did, because you don't believe what you're saying.
That Kyle's got a lot to learn. I do believe.
Yeah, like
that.
like my what I'm trying to say is you don't want to say that at this point of time in the season. If this was like mid-season, we going on a bye week. Yes, this is the end of the year. You got 2 games left after this. The Niners could have proved their dominance in the NFL, and clearly they didn't care about that.
I heard a leader of the team come out at the presser and say a win or a loss didn't change our position in the playoff standings, and that's all that matters. We have to take care of business, and we'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm not going to chalk this up and say that this was a glorified practice game, I'm not going to sit here and downgrade the hard work that these men put into preparing for these games, going out there, putting their body and their well-being on the line. I'm not going to downplay it in that sense, but I do think that a part of me, a very strong part of me, Kyle wanted to know if we had to come out and throw 50 times in a game, could we do it?
Yeah.
Could we do it? And what this offense would look like?
No.
What if we had to get into a situation where, and I think Kyle got his answer.
Why play the what if? Is it because you could spare this game?
Yes.
Is it okay?
I really think that. I think they wanted to execute well. I think they wanted to go out there and run the score up. And if it all worked, 50 passing attempts in this game for the 49ers would have been crazy. It would have been crazy. We were at what, 46? 46 pass attempts for the 49ers would have been crazy if it worked and we ran the score up on them.
Correct.
Brock Purdy's the MVP.
Correct. But it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have been like that had that first pass not been an interception by Brock Purdy. I think the game plan would have balanced itself out because Kyle Shanahan would have proved that he can throw on this defense, and then you get back to you run and you get he does it all the time. It's not the first game we watch Brock Purdy come out, throw pass. Guess what he did? You want to know when he did that?
Three games in a row, no Christian McCaffrey rushes in the first drive.
Not just that, he also did it in the Philadelphia Eagles game. And how did that pan out?
That was 3 games ago. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying, and he did that on the road. He did that after getting sacked in the beginning of the game.
2 drives. In Philly, it was 2 drives without Christian McCaffrey getting a rush.
Right. And my point is he thought he could stick with that same type of game plan. And it ain't.
He think he catching people off guard, bro. And we exposed. They got him figured out.
Kyle needs an ego check, in my opinion. Brock Purdy has not been exposed, in my opinion, but he's got to be the best man on the football field when he goes out there, mentally, physically, emotionally. He's got to be A1 because that's how this team works. And I'm gonna tell you, like, my famous saying from Kyle Shanahan: don't put the chains on the kid now, bro. Like, don't clamp him down now, Kyle Shanahan. This is not the time to not allow Brock to be Brock. This is not the time.
He did just that as soon as he threw that interception on that opening drive.
I seen it, bro.
As soon as that pick came in there. And it was to the point where Kyle came to the podium and was like, yeah, they asked him about the multiple interceptions. He was like, yeah, that first one was the worst one of them all. That first one was the worst thing he did all night. He harped on it. It bothered him so much, that first interception, that he hyper-focused on that one. They asked him about all of them. Kyle, Brock Purdy had 4 interceptions tonight. Your team finished with 5. Could have been worse. What did blah, blah, blah? That first one is the one he's got to get back. He's got to take that one back. Brock Purdy comes to the podium. First thing he says, hey, Brock, man, this is a tough game for you out there. We haven't seen you do anything like this in your 20 starts in the regular season. You know, how do you bounce back? You know, that first one I got to get back. I talked to Kyle. That was all on me. You know, I got to take full. It's clear that they hyper-focus on that one interception. And it fucked with him. And I don't think it fucked with Brock. I think it fucked with Kyle. And Kyle fucked with Brock towards the end. Like, that's what really got to him. That's when things went south. That's when things got bad. And Kyle can't keep doing that. He's got to learn how to control his emotions. I never saw Brock Purdy get emotional. Brock Purdy got sacked. He got up. Come on, guys. Went right back to the huddle. Same energy as a big play down the field to Debo.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy is a robot out there, bro.
But can't. He's also human. So he's more of a cyborg, right? It's the human aspects with the robotic body or whatever. But my point is for Brock, like, at some point he got to just say, man, F that, yo, and just play football. And I know, Mike, that's not normal, and I know people hate that. We got some breaking news too. The 49ers so they finally got the guy that we thought we should get as far as defensive tackles, Sebastian Joseph Day. They have agreed to terms. This is per Jason McCourty. And they also have waived wide receiver Willie Snead IV and released defensive lineman Taylor Allworth. So the Niners have Sebastian Joseph Day now, which is good. But Mike, this means Eric Armstead isn't coming back.
This means that Eric Armstead's injury is more significant than they thought.
Okay, did I say that wrong?
Well, you said it means he's not coming back. I think he'll be back in the postseason.
Oh, yes, what I meant. But I meant for regular. I'm sorry. I'm in regular season mode. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's what I meant. For the regular season, right? So Sebastian Joseph Day is going to be a good pickup for the 49ers because it'll help them continue to stop the run.
You think he had like issues? Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that off the air. That's all the story.
Yeah, he likes.
I still can't figure out why he was let go. Is that what it is? Is he a dirty dude?
He's a fighter. He's not a lover. He's a fighter. Hey, man, you need
on the field.
You need some edge. I'm sorry, the Niners too soft.
Now you getting me hype right now. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, because we too goddamn soft, bro. The strongest mentally motherfucker on the football team is Trent Williams. Unfortunately, he play on the freaking offense and he play on the offensive line. He the only person I know that'll body a motherfucker right there on the football field and take the fine. Only person I know. Now you get the same type of energy on the defense, so that Mr. Square, everybody else that's kind of square and kind of play by the rules or whatever, cool. And Mike, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Ever since Dre Greenlaw getting ejected, he's been different. These players are messed up mentally. It's they got Sebastian Joseph Day, defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph Day.
I gotta turn this game off before I say something.
I don't know why you've been watching. I can't watch it again. I won't watch it again.
I don't mind watching losses, but it's one player that's pissing me off every play on the offense. It's really, really bothering me.
Mike, I don't know, but I'm still excited. I think the Niners have the opportunity to go 13-4. This was my prediction from the jump.
That's what we predicted. We predicted the Ravens loss.
We predicted the Ravens loss.
We predicted sweeping the division.
We predicted sweeping the division. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, our predictions, there it is. There it is. And I predict them to win the Super Bowl. So let's see if we can go 3 for 3 in these predictions. It looked like the Niners had the opportunity to go 14-3 at one point, but you had to know you was going to get a curveball. Like, you had to know that there was going to be some type of curveball. But the thing is, the Niners, God dang it, it's like they beat themselves. It's not even. I mean, they had some drops.
They had a lot of drops. You telling me there was only 6 missed tackles? I thought maybe you read the drop stat, because I swear on everything, they motherfuckers was dropping everything last night, bro.
I love Mike.
Am I cursing? I'm sorry.
No, if anybody is, it's me. I hit you at the 1 minute mark.
They dropped the ball so many times in this game. Debo had 3 balls right off his hands. Right. Oh my God, that was almost another interception. I forgot about that one right there. That's Sam Darnold. Was that Sam Darnold's first throw?
I'm trying to find the drops.
Well, bro, it was mind-boggling to me. I don't even know what's
the Niners had 4 drops. Kittle had a drop. Debo had 2 drops. Christian McCaffrey had a drop.
That's crazy. Them numbers are skewed. Well, you know what? I won't say that, because when I watch every play, it just feels like it's 1,000 times.
Right. Some of those passes are behind
2 yards, and I swear like they got a first down. I'd be like, yo, oh my God, our defense is soft. Like, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, man. Look, Niners, we'll be back this week, all week long. You know, we got to get prepared for the Commanders, Mike. And it's a short week for the San Francisco 49ers after playing on Monday night. But good news, they're going to be getting in some reinforcements in there. Hopefully, Jawan Jennings will be clearing concussion protocol. He'll be back out there. At this point, Trent Williams, I'm super concerned with the offensive line at this point, Mike, because it's super makeshift now. And if Trent can't go and Jalen Moore doesn't clear concussion protocol, expect Matt Pryor to be re-signed again. Like it's just a bunch of weird, kind of crazy stuff that's going on right now toward the end of the year.
The positives of this beatdown is, one, it wasn't our game plan, our typical game plan. So
Correct.
We still think we can get back the Niners ball. As far as the injuries go, I didn't see anything that sounds like it's going to be long-term. Brock Purdy was cleared to come back during the game. They said no. Trent Williams was walking on the sideline with his helmet, which tells me he was like, hey, can I go back in? Can I go back in? They said no. And then once Banks went down, it was definitely like, okay, no, you're not getting back in there. You know, like, no, you're not getting back in there. So
he has the toe injury, which he suffered earlier this year.
That might be significant. That's the one we got to watch.
Yeah, that's the one we got to watch. Oh, pay attention to the groin injury too, though, because it's a groin and it could be nagging, and you don't want to tear it. And so, like, you gotta treat that. That does sound funny. Okay. It did.
No. I almost said something crazy. I'm so glad I edited. We got to get off of this. We got to go.
Okay. But this has been a great show. We gave him an hour today, Mike. We're getting better. Like, even though we're going against our game plan, but we do this for the faithful. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, we having fun, man. And I hope I didn't offend anybody out there, but don't come for me.
Well, you got to answer the question.
No. Hell nah. And he's gonna prove to you why he hasn't been exposed this week against the Washington Commanders.
The clapback gonna be crazy. That's all I got for y'all, man.
Got the clapback.
That's gonna do it for us.
Clapback.
We're gonna see y'all in the next episode.
I'm sorry, GSU for life one.
back to the third. We didn't miss any super chats, right?
We
Okay.
we lost so bad, no one gave a super chat. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not spending money to talk about this team either if I'm then. But I thank them for their time. I thank them for their for their loyalty and their support. We appreciate it, y'all. No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. I'm Mike. That's Wayne. And this
33-19. God
is
dang.
No Harm, No Foul. Peace.